I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
What up, and welcome into Pregaming. You're on Sports Money. I'm your boy Mikey Money, and what I forgot to do was turn the transparency feature onto our overlay. Bear with me as we get to it. And I'm noticing a little bit of a glitch. You know what's funny is it was fine earlier today. So I got to see if I can figure this thing out. Bear with me. We're playing with live dynamite. But I tell you what, that overlay is not going to work. So let's get a new one in here. Lucky number 13 it is. And I'll tell you what, surprise, surprise. I had a tough time with today's card. I mean, we only have 2 hockey games here on Friday in the NHL. I went down the card for Major League Baseball, but I fired off 2 more official plays on the premium side of things. I figured I'd share them with you guys here. We'll talk some player props. You know, I found 3 spots. Actually, I think I added a 4th spot in the NBA of all things. And then we'll talk about the sharp, respected betting report. We have a bit. Oh, and by the way, we have women's college basketball tonight. So I'll give you a big book need. I'll give you a big book need. I played it and I gave it out as a premium play as well. So I'll share that with you guys too. As we roll through Friday action here, happy Friday to one and all, April the 3rd. Happy Easter weekend to all those that celebrate. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. There. I think that's the one that does it. Man, it's so sunny out. It's hard to believe you even need a light, but I think that's the one that does it. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. How's everyone's Friday going? That's what I want to know. Busy day for me, man. I was up at the old crack of dawn. Had to get an x-ray on my shoulder. Turns out, just like my cable, everything's fine. But it looks like we're okay. I'm going to keep my eyes on this corner and see if I figured it. I think the problem was the lighting. We'll see. Shout out to you guys, man. I see you guys out there in the chat. Stop geoengineering. Jim's in the house. What up, Jim? He says, Penn's Tampa over did us good. Boy, did it ever. Boy, did it ever. 9 legacies, bringing the paid in full parlay. And my guy's consistent. Let's go. Like the mailman, this guy, Rain Sleater. No, 9 legacy stays good to go. He's got the paid in full parlay of the day. He's got the Nets, the Pacers, the Flyers, the Athletics, all on the spread. And his best bet, the Utah Jazz, plus 17.5. Desmond Bane, under 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And the Dallas Mavericks, plus 6.5 for our guy, 9 legacy. Hey, kind of a middle of the road last night, but it all turned around for us. The old late night special. The old overtime bopper. One game goes to overtime in the NHL. How about that? We got it. The old Nashville and the Nashville Predators won on top of that. So it was a double dipper. I gave it out here as a draw, and I gave it out on the winnable side of things as a Nashville Predators victory. So we got, I think it was plus 110 Nashville, and then plus 300, plus. I lied about that son of a bitch when they were down 3-0. I was, you know what, screw it. Plus 600, plus 475, plus 425s. And then listen, I had to get up early. I had to get up super early this morning. So I fell asleep before the game was over. I woke up this morning, reminded me of back in the day where I was opening up the app and I was like, oh, I didn't see if they had gone to overtime or not. I was like, please let this have gone to overtime. Please. And so I was like slowly like, there's a game. There's a game all the way down to the last game of the board. I saw shoot up. So I was like, whoo, we needed that one. So good work, everybody that did tail. And look at the fire today, man. Started off the day. I gave out a free, well, not a free one, but it was a winnable live bet. Part of the benefit of being on the win club is that text message alerts, man. That thing was plus 328. Tennis, Carabelli, down 1-0, comes back and storms the beaches and cashes a plus 328 for us. So cash the LA Dodgers team total over 5.5 to kick the day off. Now, a couple spots that I'm invested in, so we're all on the same page. I have a feeling the Blue Jays blew it. One run win. Darn it. I had the run line on that. I did take Texas -1 and the under 8. So right now you can get the under 8.5 in Texas at plus 107. Granted, it's 2-2. But I think we fire again on that. I think we go to town. Under 8.5 plus 107 for the Texas Rangers Cincinnati Reds game. Sluggish start does not mean it can't be. Let's see. Oh boy. Can't get it in. Nope, there it is. What's going on? Let me take a look. Now it's minus 106. All right. I still like it. Doesn't mean I don't like it. I talked about the Cubs earlier today. I like the Cubs to beat the Guardians. That game's doing what I expected. The Phillies in the bounce back spot was one of my best bets of the entire card, minus 1.5. They're up 9-0 going into the third inning. I said it. I tried telling my boy, I said, look, I think it's an under, which has a little hair on it right now. But I said this Pirates team is going to batter up this Baltimore team 4-0 in the third inning. Tampa Bay and Minnesota's just popped off. I like Tampa Bay. I don't like rain delays. So, and I'll give you guys a little lean in baseball as well here to the over in the Brewers and Royals game. So a little rapid fire for you guys and your betting privilege. Your betting pleasure, I should say. Nine Legacy says, I thought Nashville was dead. Woke up this morning and saw that they won. I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, dude. Well, when they went down 3-0, I had a, you get the, I guess I crossed another threshold in one of the books and I was like, all right. Converted it into dollars. It was like a free $100 bet. I was like, all right, I'll drop it on this plus 600. Oops. I did it again. I'm excited for tomorrow, though. We've got the UFC back, ready to attack. I've already got some plays out there for you. You guys want one already? You guys want me to give you one of my UFC? This is probably going to make the premium card. I was taking a little look this afternoon as I was enjoying some lunch. And look, I like Moicano against Duncan. I think that's good money. Now, some of you guys may be, I don't want to say big play averse here, but look, Moicano's plus 136. I think the dog barks in this thing, and I think he puts him out inside the distance on top of that. So there you go for a little free UFC action to make some cash happen for us here. A little UFC tidbit for everybody out there. So what the fuck? Let's just talk some quick college hoops. Now, listen, I don't sit around capping college basketball when it comes to the women's side of things. I know UConn and South Carolina are perpetually in a battle. Every single season, they are fighting each other, banging heads, doing what they got to do, slapping butt cheeks, and I don't know. I don't even know if they do that. I like UConn. Alarming number at -6.5 to take the UConn women's team to beat the snot out of the South Carolina gals. And then I'm going to go dogging in that Texas and UCLA game. There you go. There's 2 spots. Premium card as well. So you guys that got in here early, you get the benefit. If you're catching us on the replay, hopefully you caught the replay before we went to battle in those games, because that's where the majority of my basketball money is going to be tonight. Now there's games tomorrow. Of course, we've got the Final Four. Sunday, we've got the NIT championship. We'll be talking all about all of that this weekend here. We'll probably layer in some Masters talk. Obviously we know Tiger and Phil will not be in the Masters, but that doesn't mean we can't wager on it. Doesn't mean we can't win money on it. So that's the way that we are going to go to action here. So there's some women's action. There's some live Major League Baseball action for you guys. Man of the people. Just trying to come here and help everybody win. Oh, and we got some live baseball action too. So there we go. What say you guys? You guys like when we get in here and just fucking rapid fire some picks right away? Here you go. Bang, bang, boom, bing, bam. J-Dub8672 says, good money. Shout out to Nicholas Handy in the house. Appreciate Nicholas Handy. Always liking and reposting, my dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you guys here. Let's go. Let's get to it. You guys know the deal. Smash that thumbs up button. I will flip gears and drop some bombs on these plays, and we will see if we can't bomb these bookies and get ourselves moving into the weekend. I love seeing it. Stop Geo says, Phil is betting on it. That's for sure. You think? You don't think he's learned his lesson yet? How could you not? If you were, I don't know. I mean, if you've lost multi-million dollars and you're Phil Mickelson and you're working with the SEC to insider trading stuff, maybe if you're Phil, you take a step back and you just don't. But shout out to Jim. He's got Jay Day and Clark. Wyndham. Is that Wyndham Clark? I'm assuming it's Wyndham Clark. 150-1 for the Masters so far for Jim. Good look. Cook them books, my dude. I gotta dig in. Right now, I just kind of have a short list of the guys that I like as I've been kind of watching the last couple of tournaments. So I'm excited. That's gonna be fun. The Masters. Somebody asked a question on Twitter today. Would you rather have unlimited Sunday tickets to the Masters the rest of your life, or get one free round at Augusta to actually play? I'd rather have Sunday tickets for free for the rest of my life, because I'd sell those fuckers. Also, I noticed the cost factors for like burgers and dogs and sandwiches and drinks. It's cheaper than if you go to the grocery store. It's like $2 for a Coke. It's like $2 for a sandwich. Shout out to the Masters and Augusta for keeping it within reason from a price tag perspective. 75 and sunny here today, you guys. So short sleeves. I had to get up early, so I did not have the benefit of I was wearing a hoodie until about 20 minutes ago. Man, I'm hot. Said to figure it out. Says, is the Bucks and Jazz plus the points a good look? Dude, the NBA, and I'm sure you guys have heard this now today because I saw it on Twitter this afternoon and I started thinking about it. I was like, you're right. They're like 30 games over the most double-digit spreads they've had in all-time NBA in a single season. And they still got like a dozen games to go. Isn't that disgusting? We'll talk a couple plays there. Let's get to work. Let's talk some plays. Let's talk some action. Let's talk some spots. See if we can't get them bookie panties to drop. You know what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down. Let's go. Let's talk about this first game on the docket here. The Philadelphia Flyers. Second leg of a back-to-back. Later, going to play in the pipes against the New York Islanders. Fighting for a playoff spot. You know, it's funny. I talked about it yesterday, and I said how how jam-packed the East is, and like nobody's really got a spot yet. I mean, there's teams that are going to be in, they're just jockeying around for spots, but surprisingly, the Flyers still aren't eliminated. This is why I've said they're too stupid to know they should lose. And I said this 3 years ago. This is the Flyers' motive. They play right to the end of the season. They're jockeying for a wild card spot. They're not good enough. And then they get eliminated and they're like, oh, we got a 15th draft pick. So you're getting the bottom of the crop when it comes to the NHL. Now, this year's a little different because my understanding is it's a pretty good talent pool for the NHL. But look, tonight they better not lose because I'm flying with the Flyers here. I'm going to fade the Islanders. The Islanders, fantastic hockey. What I like about the NHL and the Flyers and Patrick Waugh, he's a little old school. He's going back to that defensive-oriented style of hockey, lower scoring. And look, Sorokin, 7 shutouts on the season. Phenomenal. He's 0-2 lately. 10 goals on 61 shots. Flyers did lose 4-2 to the Detroit Red Wings last night, but Eastern Conference underdogs on a 2-game losing streak bounce back historically in the NHL. They are 62-42. They're on the road as a dog. They scored 2 or fewer goals the previous game. In the Eastern Conference, they are 62-42. 19 years. That's why I had to go back and look just because, I like the 60% mark from the spot to go fire on here, but I thought about it and I was like, you know what? We're catching a good price tag. I mean, the Islanders are making it tough on themselves when it comes to trying to qualify for the playoffs. And, Flyers are still in the game. This line opened at plus 145. It's gone down to plus 135. And if you're a Islanders backer, sorry, I'm not sorry. 84% of the bets and 94% of the cash have bet on the Islanders. And the line has gone down 31 cents. In perspective, it opened at minus 172. So 31 cents is about 18%. So 94% of the cash and the line has gotten 18% cheaper. You better Carfax that motherfucker because I think it's been flooded and there's fire damage. That's what I think about this New York Islander squad here tonight. I'm going to take a shot and fire on these Philadelphia Flyers. Jim says, great afternoon here in Western New York. 70s, but windy as fuck, Jim. We recorded 55 or 60 mile an hour winds at the airport today. I was driving around. I'm like, man, the car's getting shoved all over the road. As my one buddy used to say, walking like a whore. And I don't even really know what that means in terms of context, other than he used to drag a trailer and it would do this. And he's like, it's walking like a... Anyhow, let me take the Philadelphia Flyers. Nice plus money price tag. Too stupid to know they should lose. They're going to need this one. I kind of lean to the under. Just as I mentioned, the old school hockey, there's a fade guy that's out there that was all over the over in this game. And I was like, I know the Flyers have been an over team, but I'm only on the Flyers money line in that spot. No need to get much more than a plus 135 price tag as we move on to the Blues and the Ducks. Another tricky spot. I mean, there's only 2 games tonight, so of course we're threading the needle here. But I've shown you guys the playbook. Dog for me. I like the Blues. Dostal, they're up there leading the Pacific. Sure, this Anaheim Ducks team, but recent form, Dostal let up 4 goals and 21 shots. That's a young team. Now that was against the Sharks. We were all over that game. 3 or more goals in 6 of his last 7 for Dostal. 3.17, 3.05 on the season. So lots of goals are where the Anaheim Ducks have lived this season. And shout out to him, man. I mean, young team, kind of quick turnaround. Not really a quick turnaround, but they've been bad for a long time. When I say quick turnaround, I mean, like last year, they started making some good moves around the trade deadline. And between last year's deadline and this year's deadline, that's a quick turnaround to be up there leading the Pacific. So if I were ahead, I'd take it off to him. St. Louis Blues on a 2-game skid, 0-1-1, desperate for points. I think the desperate dog eats here. Blues as dogs against the Pacific on the road are 45-40. And you'll say, well, that's not a huge win margin. No, but it is a 20-unit profit center. Profit center because you're catching them as a dog. And the more dogs you take, the less you have to win to go out there and be profitable. So I'm going to go with the 1-1 theory. Probably what I'll do. Put the unit down on the Flyers. And then if the Flyers cover, I'll probably just double it down, kind of like a little mini rollover on the St. Louis Blues here. We'll talk about sharp perspective betting because there is action. Despite it only being a 2-game card, they usually stay away. But look, there's 10 games left in the season, so they're firing. They're ready. I'm ready to talk Houston and the Athletics. You guys, let's move on to some Major League Baseball. I want to see your guys' plays. You guys have any plays today? What are we doing in Major League Ball? The Tampa Bay Rays go up 2-0. Told you so. The Texas Rangers line's now down to 7.5. Look it. You can't be the best fucking baseball capper on the planet by accident. You know the haters hate hearing that, but look, I don't know anybody that put up 152 units last year. And the deal was they were all 1-unit pops. So it wasn't like that way. I measured it that way because it didn't matter if you're a $10 bettor. Like some of us are rec, right? Some of us are recreational saying, just like to do it for fun. I'll throw some $10 spots around and see where I get. Well, that $10 bettor made over $1,500 last year. So yeah, that's a lot of fun, ain't it? And it just goes on and on and on as you got better about it. But, some guys will put, 5% of their bankroll or 4% of their bankroll or 3%. This one's a 3% play, but that one's a 5% play. Oh, we're up 25 units. All right, well, give me your record for your 3% plays. Give me your record for your 5% plays because your 5% plays are probably drowning out your 3% plays. And then I got to just trust you after you're on a losing skid that you're going out there. Now you're telling me to double up a play because what you're down and you're chasing is what it feels like to me. So we don't play that way. Not up in here. Not up in here. Major League Baseball is ready to roll, though. Major League Baseball is fucking rolling for all intent and purpose. Look, I commented on the show today, the Astros and the Athletics, 9:40 p.m. When I think about the baby park that these guys play, and first of all, the new stadium coming along nicely. Is it just me or does it seem like they build new stadiums really fucking quick these days? Holy cow. Maybe that's why they cost so much. Everything's subcontracted out and these guys just fucking bang away until their job's done. So that being said, we're back in the baby cage. That's what I think about. I said this on the show earlier. Probably one of the more qualitative points around this baby cage. In the spring last year, it was a home run ballpark. We know that they weren't really using the juice balls last year, and it took towards the middle point of the season for some of these balls to really start flying out of the yard. But early in the season, the baby cage couldn't hold the ball. And I feel that way today. In fact, I feel like when I looked at the line, okay, I saw -110s, essentially a pick 'em. Well, the Astros are coming into this thing firing. So granted, they slapped around the Red Sox and, well, the Red Sox did their job today, but they were due to do their job, right? So like, let's not anoint them anything other than just a lucky position today. But I think you look at this Athletics team and you got to say, hey, man, listen, why not? I know they're not a dog, but they do perform in the dog role. As of the middle of last year, 27-18 in the dog role. So -105. I don't know if you guys consider that a dog or not. I do. Series opener overs off a loss. They're 21-6 in the spot as well. So I'm going to take some Athletics. Tough. The only spot they won is where it was a scheduled win because they had just taken a shutout loss. But I think that changing venues for the Astros here, first road trip, they had the Angels, they had the Red Sox, they swept the Red Sox. This just feels like a little letdown spot to me, a cheeky little letdown spot where, Granite Springs, 3.38 ERA. Javier did not pitch well. Sweating them up on the bump right off the gate, ducks on the pond, and a 1.714 whip, man. I think if the Athletics can get anybody on base, Look for Langoliers and Kurtz to fire Soderstrom. They got a nice little roster going there. And I'm willing to take a shot. I'm willing to get engaged on the Athletics at a nice price point, too. Let's see what I got them at. Minus 105, as a matter of fact. Minus 105. Phil the Kill says, I love when the frauds get dragged by my... Hey, man, just keeping it real. Just creating that contrast. Love when you guys come in here and rock with us. Jim likes the A's over, but it keeps going down. I saw that. Kind of led me to a team total. Let's see. Boy, that Rangers line, huh? Down to 7.5 minus 131. The Phillies, 9-0. The Pirates, 4. I was going to say 9-0 again. 4. I hope not. Need that game to stay under. 4-0. Tampa Bay, 2-0. I kind of want to fire on this. Over in the Brewers KC game. Avila was the reason that I stayed off of pushing the button. But it might be a good button to push. I'm not sure. Shout out to Chicago Joe. This is Sports De Niro. Let's go, my dude. All right, so I'm going to go Athletics. And then I gave some numbers out earlier today, and it's a brave spot. You know, I'll share them with you guys again in case you missed it here. But, man, big money coming in on them, too. Line's not, it's kind of coming, I guess, towards the Athletics. Sometimes that's a little scary. But I think in this case, I'm okay with it. I talked about it earlier. Probably part and parcel, the Braves here in game 2s of a series. I guess not. I guess we have 61% of the bets, but 86% of the cash coming in on the Diamondbacks. So 61 Braves, but 86% of the money on the Diamondbacks. So the bigger bettors are talking about the Diamondbacks coming back here. Guess it's a little scary. I think the two guys you got to look out for are Perdomo and Baldwin. But I talked about this. And somebody commented in the chat earlier. I don't remember if it was one of you guys or not, but the Braves in game 2 of a series, and I think this has a lot to speak to the development system that Atlanta brings to the table. They're 80-31 in game 2. So their 2 is a 2A when it comes to pitching. And if you think about their development, their staff, not their staff infection, but their staff, majority of these guys are kind of built within the system. So the thing that I was looking at, though, a beatdown continues. Okay. And I know I don't know if you guys listen to that. It's hard to, I just catch the replays after they're up like fucking 10-1. It's like, all right, this game's pretty much over. Unless I wake up surprised and that it didn't happen that way. But early in baseball, okay, early in Major League Baseball, meaning first half of the season. First half of the Major League Baseball season. If a team thrashes a team in game 1, scores more than 8 runs, they're 20-3 that next game. They've won 10 in a row. 20-3. You bust up a team in the first half of the season, game 2 carries over. I think that if you speak to that, a lot of it has to do with the fact that Nasty Nate, I was going to message you and ask if you liked my Red Sox breakdown earlier today. But I was thinking about it, and it was more of a situation where it's like, you're not injured, you're not hurt, you got players' health, or at least the team that you brought in that was effective the day before hasn't had to travel. It's not changing. It's same venue. It's getting comfortable. So I tried to motivate you, Nasty Nate. I tried to speak your language. So I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves in that spot. And did I add another baseball game? What did I add? I think I added an NBA game. So I hate to be redundant with baseball. I mean, the take hasn't changed. It's just more a matter of what's the line doing. So I'm happy to share some of those updates with you guys. But again, plenty of time to go check it out. It's all time and stamped. I was going to say time and date stamped. It's all time stamped. So you can quickly fast forward to some of those remaining games. There's plenty of meat on the bone. The Brewers Royals starts at 7:45. Mariners Angels 9:38. Athletics Astros 9:40. Braves Diamondbacks 9:45. And then the closer, the Mets and Giants 10:15. But Nasty Nate's getting a good chuckle out of the fathers. The old Padres, they puked it up today, man. Woo! Now the question is, do they come back firing tomorrow? The answer would probably be no. Team in the second game of a season that paddles down on the first game, right? We just talked about it with the Braves. That's going to be the same fit tomorrow, depending on what the line gets priced at. But Phil the Kill says the DBs stop trying maybe midway in the game. It seemed like they stopped trying around the fourth inning, dude. Like the first, yeah, I guess about midway. That's a good call. Phil says he's still stuck around to see how bad it would get. Dude, it got bad. They were throwing it looked like they were throwing underhand, didn't it? Like around the ninth inning. Looked like they went underhand pitching. All right, let's move on. Let's talk some basketball real quick. Short show. Give you guys the sharp betting analysis, and then we'll get the hell up out of here. So, first game, Timberwolves and the 76ers in the NBA. I told you I find it very difficult. So I backed down the size of the unit just to try to. We've been having a great NBA season, and I just didn't want to have that bucket get depleted. And I don't care. They got 10 games left till the playoffs. So the Timberwolves and the Sixers battle. 61% of the bets, 56% of the cash are on the 76ers. They've moved from -2.5 to -3.5. So it's correlated movement. 86% of the bets, 85% of the cash are on the over. That's moved up 2 points, even 3 points in some markets. So they're expecting points. They're expecting scores. But you guys remember what I talked about maybe a little bit back in the season? Road dogs in Philly have feasted. They're 27-12. Now, it hasn't been so strong as of late, but it is still showing a profit over the past year. So 27-12 road dogs. In fact, they're winning outright. And the road dog on back-to-back games, kind of a little opposite situation that you would think, right? Timberwolves played last night. They're the road dog. Well, guess what? 12-2 in this position. No days rest. Opponents got one. Another conference. Spread's got to be less than 9.5. So, little caveat there, but hey, you got to look at some of those caveats because that's a 24-year sample that shows 12-2. So when this time of the year, those parameters pop up, I'm going to fire on it. I'm going to take the Timberwolves. I'm going to lay the 3.5. I'm going to sprinkle the money line. Fuck them. Plus 150. And by the way, 24% of the bets, but 40% of the cash took some Timberwolves money line for the game. Oh, Nasty Nate says his son was behind the home plate. He had to work. Bill the Kill says 40-mile-per-hour pitches. It seemed like it, didn't it? It's disgusting. What are you supposed to do, though, right? You're getting tagged. It was not their day. All right. Jazz and Rockets. Again, just some thoughts, opinions, some trends. You guys do with the information what you will, but hopefully it does help you make a betting decision. And this betting decision has to do with fading the Rockets because they are not good if they do not have to travel. If they're at home cooking gets too good for these boys. Now, the line is getting out of control. I mean, it opened out of control. 17.5. There's now 18.5. And you have 65% of the bets and 66% of the cash on the 18.5. Really? 87% of the bets, 86% of the cash are on the over. It's gone up 4 points. Not expecting defense. I don't know how you want to play the Rockets at all in this position. You want to try, you want to trend, you want to play them, you got to fade these boys here. You fade them, you've won 9 straight, you're 82-54. They don't play well back-to-back spots at home. I know it's ugly. I know the Jazz don't defend. I know they don't shoot very well. The thing is, the Jazz are like middle of the road to the over on the road, and the Rockets are an under team. So probably does catch this under, even though the line's gone the flip-flop other direction. But I don't know. How do you get involved here? If anything, because the Jazz are tanking, I would be concerned about that fourth quarter. Maybe you cut it down to the first half. You know, the Jazz are 9-8 since May 1st. Or since March 1st. The problem for the Jazz, it's a double-edged sword. So the Rockets are 17-29 after a win, as I mentioned. And then you add to that the home factor. They fall off the card even more. But the Jazz shoot a shit ton of threes. And that's why I think the total's gone up. And the bookmakers think that tonight they make them. I don't know if I agree with that. That's hard to swallow. It's hard to fathom. But the Celtics and Bucks will play in another monster spread, 17.5, another tankathon team. Tired of even talk. I literally boils my blood just thinking about how bad a product the NBA is morphed into. And then the funny part is the WNBA catching all the flack. I'd rather watch them gals go out there and hustle. See these bouncing around. You know what I mean? Cheeks jiggling. Everyone's having a good time. 15.5 moved to 17.5. 74% of the bets and 77% of the cash are on the Boston Celtics. 220.5s have dropped down to 217.5. So you got a 3-point dip and you got 88% of the bets and 88% of the cash. There's where I attacked. And the reason I attacked is because did you know these two teams have where'd it go? Where did it go? There it is. For the last 2 seasons, these two squads, Bucks and Celtics, are 9-1 to the under. They've cashed 7 straight times to the under. I'm not laying 17.5 points with anybody. I don't care. But instead of taking it with the Bucks, let's just take the under. Let's expect them to get cold. Cold as ice. Willing to pay I added one more spot to it. I took the Chicago Bulls. Took the Bulls because I believe it's 8 straight wins against the Knicks they've got, and we're at 14 points again. 59% of the bets, 61% of the cash on the Bulls. Try to navigate these dogs like they're little landmines. Trying to find the opportunity. I mean, look, the Bulls, for all intent and purpose, in recent form, you know, they're 16-21 against the spread on the road. So, I'm not getting jacked up about their situation, but, you know, they win one, they lose one. They win one, they lose one. They're not winning the games, but they're covering spreads. So, respect. You got to respect it. I do respect it. Take a shot with it. I feel like I left one out. No, that is the card. 16.5 points. The Chicago Bulls minus 115. Ugh. That is an ugly son of a bitch. All right, I'll give you guys some sharp, respected betting. Again, just use these as a tool. Somebody messaged me the other day. They're like, it's good over here. It's not good over there. I said, I know. I get it. Look, they had the over last night in that Tulsa, New Mexico game. That cashed. They had the under in the Auburn, Illinois State game. I believe that cashed. NBA-wise, even the Sharps are finding a hard time with this newfound basketball association. But they went wide on 4 spots tonight from a side perspective. They've got the Chicago Bulls plus 14.5. The Milwaukee Bucks plus 17.5. There's those Dallas Mavericks plus 6.5. And the Toronto Raptors minus 13.5 against the Memphis Grizzlies. They're looking for points in that Toronto game. They took the over 233.5. The house better that they are tracking in the over systems, having a pretty good year. And then we get to the NHL. They have fired on the over in the Anaheim Ducks St. Louis game. They have fired on the Philadelphia Flyers. Go Flyers. That's the way we're going to do it. That's the way we're going to put the bow on this show. We just cashed the over in that Phillies game. Pirates making me sweat for 2. And Cincinnati Reds pull up 3-2 on the Texas Rangers. Chicago Cubs, Cleveland Guardians tied at 1, you guys. Have yourselves a glorious evening. Good luck. Shout out to, I see Nasty Nate likes the Celtics second quarter. LALV says 5-0 on the early games. Jerry Davis likes the Jazz first quarter and first half. Probably the best way to play it, Jerry. I concur. And Nasty Nate says the Celtics will win by 21. That's our closing thought from Nasty Nate. Appreciate all you guys being here. And catch us tomorrow. Look at 9 a.m., The Morning Steam, featuring Ramon Scott. Then, 5 p.m., UFC time, baby. Put the kids to bed early. Fill them cocktails up. Let's get after it. Have yourselves a glorious evening. Enjoy the night of betting. Smash the thumbs up button. If you're catching us on the replay, first of all, thank you. Second of all, hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment too as well.